This is Friendly Fire.
Welcome back to another episode of Friendly Fire. Today it will be some fire. Some fires will be lit, and things will be burnt.
The beacons are lit? Sort of.
Which beacons? Are you talking about Shadow of War?
No, they didn't like beacons in that one.
Yes, they did.
I didn't like beacons in that one.
No, the people. They tell you that they want you to be dead. They light the beacons, and then the bad people come to kill you.
Yeah.
There are probably a lot more beacons in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, they light the beacons in that too.
But I've got no idea, I haven't played
I
that
blow
one.
them up when they do it.
So,
Somehow. I don't actually know how he does that.
Doomsday's upon us,
Dun
Yes.
dun dun.
and it's heist time again. You can do it, Elliott. You can do it. Elliott's playing the GTAs. Because today we talk about the GTA update, which there's been a few this year, but this one is the one to end all heists
Until
this
the
year.
next one.
until next time, until Rockstar runs out of money or decides they want more money for Red Dead. So
They've already got enough money for Red Dead, that's why they released this.
Or for, gold-plated strippers or whatever they're going to use it on.
No, I already got that.
they don't need money to release this. This is exactly the same as what they've always had.
Yeah. With jetpacks and flying cars.
Yeah, they did that in San Andreas. You think they can't code that shit in?
Yeah, it was cheat modes. Not
So,
cheat modes,
they had
it's cheat
flying
codes.
tanks in the third one.
Yeah.
That was just poor coding.
And people thought Saints Row was over the top. So,
Yeah,
Doomsday
you just don't
Heist.
pay for it in Saints Row.
Yeah, Saints Row you could pay with in-game money. Well, I guess this is in-game money, but you didn't buy the in-game money. So, this is so confusing. It's stupid. This is so stupid. Oh, I'm angry already.
The fire, Dylan, the fire!
Oh, Scott, what's this? Where do we want to start? Do we want to start with what the free content is?
Okay, free content. The only thing that matters, you can open the doors in the Titans.
Yes.
That's literally all you can do. I don't know what other free shit you can do. Because
Look, I'm gonna be able to do heaps of free stuff because Elliott bought the thing, so I just go and play the heists now. 'Cause
So you
I
can
don't
do
have
that in
to
the
do anything.
Titans.
Yeah, that's what we said.
Yeah.
Righto, I'll go get one.
Yeah, go get a Titan and open it up. We'll put a bike in it or something.
Okay. I don't know if I have a Titan.
No, just
Steal
go and
one.
steal one. What the hell's wrong with you,
don't
man?
pay for
Just
shit you
buy
can
shit.
steal.
Actually, I've got a
It's like buying a laser. Who's gonna buy a laser?
Yeah, but you can get a Hydra for half the price.
So,
And hover.
there are 3 heists, essentially, in the new Doomsday update. And, we haven't played them yet, so I can't rate the heists as to how good they are. I've heard that the second heist is incredibly difficult, just from browsing the interwebs. And,
Do they have like the extreme mode thing that Achievement Hunter did?
yes, they do have
hard.
Criminal Mastermind,
Okay.
is part of the thing. So,
Cool.
Is that the one where you can't die?
yeah,
Can't
you've
die,
got to,
play it on hard, and yeah.
yeah, so...
Don't you have to do it with the same people as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do that and you get bonus money. So, it's basically like the old heist. You've got preparation, setup sort of stuff, and it seems to be quite a reasonable amount of time that it's going to take you to do it. So I don't think it's going to be a way that you can farm money particularly quickly.
Well, it was a 2.2 gig update.
Yeah, but
Mm,
I don't know that means much.
probably not. Most of that was probably
well-
vehicles.
No.
Yeah,
we're
making
content.
they had to pretty up the under the water because nobody had been down there before, so now they've got some stuff under there.
Yeah, well, hunting stunts was only like 1.2,
Yeah,
and that was adding in tracks and things like that.
yeah. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know.
I think there's a lot more depth
I don't
to
know how
this.
it works, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So basically, if you're looking to get richer for these heists, which that would be the point, I would assume. That's why you do heists normally. You're not going to get rich.
You may as well do the old heists.
So basically you need to buy a property because of course you've got to buy a property with every update that comes out.
1.25 is the cheapest.
1.25 is the cheapest. That's with no modifications at all.
Yeah.
And
It's kind of pointless without the modifications.
Yeah.
2,950,000 is the most expensive without modifications. Once again,
It's just prettier.
it's not prettier. It's just in a different location.
So it's the same thing. It's just in a bit less
Yep.
far away location.
Well, I mean, I guess what you're generally paying for in these updates has always been not to be surrounded by people, because most people are going to buy the cheapest ones or the cheaper ones, meaning that when you're doing these things, they're going to cause a lot of attention around them. Especially when you're doing, like, a lot of them in the past have been do the research and get the things, and you have to bring them back to the place so people could kind of just camp on the properties that are low value and steal the things.
Fair enough.
So buying the more expensive property was
I haven't seen one of those in a while.
more valuable
what?
for that.
A yacht.
So
No, go blow it up.
you
Shut up, yacht.
you buy the facility property, which let's say you get the cheapest one is $1,250,000. The first let's just talk normal for the moment. The first heist will get you $650,000 split between
Four people.
Well, you can do it with two.
So that's
You can
what
do
we're
all
doing.
the heists with two. However, the minimum split is 15%. So someone has to get 15%.
Yeah.
You can't just give it all to one person. And I don't know what the setup costs are, but there are setup costs like the original heists.
Yeah.
So you probably
So you let's
Realistically.
say best case scenario, you go 50-50 and you're on the side where you got no setup costs, you're getting 325,000.
Yeah.
The second one is 950,000 and the last one is 1,200,000. So
It's not too bad.
you might be able to recoup the cost of your
purchase, assuming
Purchase.
you don't go nuts. with
yeah,
your-
and I mean also I don't know how involved the setup costs are and how much it's gonna I don't know cost you in other things.
I haven't looked into that yet.
So if you want to do it on hard difficulty, you're going to get slightly more. You'll get 812,500. The second one you'll get 1,187,500, and the third one you'll get 1.5 million. So it's not a significant increase, but a little bit. It might not be in the doors part. Go down further maybe.
Bombay.
No, is it? No. It should be in here somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, Elliott's
assume-
looking. If for audio listeners, Elliott's looking for the way to open up the back of the Titan. There's supposed to be a way.
It would have to
but,
be
I
the
don't know.
Bombay, because that would be what is.
Yeah, no, that's for all your ones that actually have bombs. The
You
Titan
sure it's on the
doesn't.
Titan?
Yeah, it is. It's supposed to be the Titan, the Bombushka, and the Avenger, from what I read.
Yeah, the Avengers, the VTOL.
So
it's new.
So
Shit.
basically, then there's other bonuses. If it's your first time doing the heist, you get a $50,000 bonus. You do them all in order, you get $500,000 bonus. You get loyalty bonuses if I guess you're doing them with the same person.
Yeah.
And then there is criminal mastermind as well, as we were just saying. So if you do criminal mastermind, that's probably the best payout, but you're gonna have to do it on hard, and you're gonna have to not die, which from what I've heard is pretty much
Impossible?
to very difficult for
Yeah.
at least that second mission or the second heist. So
I kind of want to play them now just to see what they're like.
yeah, I've heard they're very difficult. I'm sure we'll play them and maybe record them. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not going to make a ton of money out of the heists as you would probably expect. But maybe enough to recoup what you've spent and have a little bit of cash left over to buy something else. But boy, is there some stuff to buy if you want to buy stuff. So we'll kind of go through what's actually in the update, and this will probably be able to see in here somewhere, the stuff that we're looking for there. So new weapons. There's 6 new Mark II weapons, which means that you will have had to purchase the what's it called, the mobile
mobile command center.
command center to get the weapon.
So does
thing.
it just?
But then also
mobile command center is not weapons.
There's weapons in it.
Yeah, but you don't need to get the mobile.
You don't need
center.
it?
No, you can.
You can just get it in gun running.
Yeah.
You can
Okay.
get it in.
But you just have to buy the base.
Yeah, you just need to buy the base in gun running.
Okay, so you buy the base in gun running.
It's the
But
vehicles.
not
for
only that,
mobile
you
command
need
center.
to do the research in order to unlock the
Unlock
thing so
the
that you
full
can...
weapons.
So what does it actually do?
It changes the weapon.
Yeah, it's weapon
To
customization.
A different style, I
So
guess. But
skin, does it change the damage?
It changes damage.
you can
things
have
like
different
that.
skins and that sort of thing using
Yeah.
it as well. But yeah, they do more damage and whatnot as well. But anyway,
I've got a couple of Mark II weapons.
So
Cool.
we're just sort of scrolling through the GTA wiki.
Where's my-
So if you want to look for it, just Google basically the Doomsday update, and that's what we're looking through. But we've got also a bunch of new vehicles. So there's 28 vehicles that were added in the update. 10 are weaponized vehicles and 5 are customizable vehicles. So I guess
there's a lot
someone
of,
do the math. What's the 13 vehicles that aren't weaponized or...
There's
or
some in
customized, yep.
Legendary.
Sorry?
I know there's a lot in Legendary. There's about
Yeah,
5
well,
in
we've got them all
Legendary.
here
Really?
anyway. So
Yeah.
there's the Akula,
Some
I guess
pretty
is
cool
what
ones.
it is, which is an attack helicopter. It's just an attack helicopter. There's not really anything
K-52 alligator.
special about it. There's the Avenger, which is basically the equivalent of
An Osprey. It's the
the
VTOL.
mobile command center for the gun running update.
Yeah.
It's a VTOL. It has an autopilot, so it can just hover up in the air. You can have a vehicle in it. It's probably got a weapon bay. I didn't look into that.
Yeah.
It does have a weapon
It's got a
bay.
weapon bay and
But
vehicle
that
bay.
would be, once again, if you purchase those add-ons. It's probably a blank canvas, and then you jump up. I would say $3,450,000 is the base, nothing in it.
Yeah.
And then you need to add on from there. So it would probably get up to about 4.5 to 5 million if you
I
wanted.
think I've worked it out at about.
Can you just bring it open? Or can you not look at it? No, you can, because you purchased a thing.
Yeah.
You open that up once you get in. So in order to purchase the Avenger, you also need to purchase a facility property first. So
Yeah.
you're not able to just buy the Avenger.
You're adding an
And
extra million.
These new vehicles as well, it comes up with a little please note in the store that you must have purchased a facility property before you can buy them. So
Yeah.
if you wanted to just buy
Before
a flying
it was
car,
locked.
you can't buy it. It won't let you. So
Really?
yeah.
I thought you could buy the more expensive version
No, that's so you got trade price is for
when you finish the missions.
yeah, but the normal price I don't think you can buy it because you have to store it in. It has to be stored in the.
That's the way
facility
it worked
property.
in some of the other ones.
Like with
Oh.
the when they just what was the one they just did with the
gun running.
No, Smuggler's
Yeah,
Run.
the Smuggler's Run.
You couldn't purchase I couldn't purchase the ultralight without purchasing the Hangar.
Okay.
And I can't purchase
So
the.
just go back to the Avenger.
So
Go back to.
Doomsday
Don't worry
Heist.
about this. Go back to Go Warstop.
Yeah.
So if you click on it and just put everything on it, just
Yeah,
so we can see
so-
how much it is. Don't worry about paint or interior.
Well,
just
that's
put it back to what it was because that just
Yeah?
added. Yeah, just go blank because you can just leave it blank.
so gun turret,
Yeah,
vehicle workshop.
and
7.
weapon workshop. So you can put vehicle workshop in a weapon, so that comes up to 4,650,000, and then if you did want to change your color, it's 4,787,000. So I was pretty spot on there. I said 4.5 to.
You were pretty
5,
close.
So, and for us in Australia here, a shark card, if you wanted $8 million, would set you back $100, which is the equivalent of about $60 US. So that's a fair chunk of that.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess if you're adding the cost of your facility property, you're nearly using it all up.
You're
If
about
you want
6.5.
those. So nearly $100 just for those 2 items. Well,
Yep.
and if you are, if you're customizing that facility property at all, you probably
Yeah.
would get up there.
Yeah. Which you'd need to do anything reasonable in it. Like, well, let's go from something like this. You got graphics.
Well, graphics are just cosmetics.
cosmetic.
So that doesn't matter.
Orbital cannon, that's 900,000.
Yep.
Which is, we've found a waste of time. There's
Yeah.
no point getting that.
Security room,
Which
7.75.
basically
so if
all
we say another
that
2
just
mil,
adds.
yeah.
or 1.6 mil.
So lounge.
You don't need any of
You
that
don't need
crap.
privacy,
But if you,
but-
if you're going through, you can get nuts. Like, that's
The most expensive you can get is
5 million.
no, because you
but
didn't choose.
That's not the most expensive one.
Yeah, I didn't
So
choose
you're
the
probably
most
at
expensive.
5.5, 6 mil
Yeah,
What one?
for your most expensive. So
Yeah.
assuming you're going the most expensive, you're about 10 million, 10.5 million for the entire, fully upgraded Avenger
Is that the most
and
expensive?
vehicle. That's the most.
yeah, that's the most expensive one.
Yeah.
Kitted out. Alright, so while you're doing that, we might. I'll just do that quickly, I suppose. But yeah, so either way, you're going to be set back quite a bit for this update if you're trying to do a lot of this stuff. My lord.
So fully upgraded is 5.8,
Yeah.
5.9,
It's pretty much $6 million.
plus another
Or, I guess, what's that, $80?
$80. That is $80 Australian.
$80 Australian, real money.
Before you start the heists, before you buy your Avenger.
Which,
Yeah.
I mean, really doesn't give you much because
You don't need.
what do
the
you get in
Avenger.
there? You get a minigun. And then other than that, every other thing that you've purchased,
You can
even
get-
the orbital strike, it costs 500,000 for a manual strike, just
Single.
one, single,
And
or it costs
then
750,000 for an
for
auto
automated.
targeting
Yeah.
strike per strike. So you're
Which
not
is
actually
nuts.
getting anything
No.
out of value for what you're
For
spending.
9 million, so you spend $1 million or 900,000, and each shot will cost you $6.25 Australian. Manual, and there's no guarantee you're going to actually hit anything.
And what have
Even
you
if-
achieved? Somebody
even
is
if you
dead
hit
for 3
something.
seconds.
And assuming you hit someone's personal vehicle, you're then going to have to pay for the cost of the personal vehicle anyway.
Yep.
Pay for the insurance.
Yep.
Which by most of these is going to be upwards of around $20,000.
Yep.
Yeah, for some of the more expensive cars and shit.
Yeah.
So it cost you 1.5 million, 1.4 million to blow up someone's personal vehicle, to inconvenience them slightly, and cost you money to fix their car.
But I mean, if
Yeah.
you got a laugh out of it, that was definitely worth your $6. Or
That is all you're going
more.
to get out of it, really, because there's not much else you can do.
So moving on from there, we've got the Barrage, which is a weaponized off-road car that looks kind of like a Warthog or a Puma, depending on who you ask.
Does that look like a Puma to you?
Then I can't read. Is that
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl. That's basically a completely useless truck that's got a bunch of missiles on the back that's basically used for
Yep.
shooting.
What
things
it's
out of the sky.
essentially is an artillery piece.
Oh yeah, keep doing that, Elliott. That's
Yeah.
So
good.
basically, what you can do is again fuck with people who have vehicles, because that's all
Yeah.
you can do with it.
So
It's-
if you just for clarification, if you don't know the difference between trade price and buy it now price, you have to do there'll be a series of missions.
Yeah.
Actually, no, there's not in this one.
No.
I think you unlock them. Let me go back here.
Complete the escort ULP setup mission on the Doomsday Heist.
Yeah,
Heist
so they're
leader.
part of the
Yeah.
actual Doomsday
Setups.
missions.
Yeah.
So normally in the old ones there was a line of missions you had to do and you would
Yeah.
unlock the trade price. So this you will have to do the heists in order to unlock the trade price.
Which is fine.
So now I'm not going through the prices necessarily, but I do have on a piece of paper here the 4 what I think will be probably the most popular purchases. I could be wrong, but if I was to buy them, they're probably the ones that I would buy.
Yeah.
So then we've got we've got the Comet Safari,
which
is an
in
off-road
Legendary.
variant of the Comet. So you've had access to the Comet forever. It's just
It's an off-road Porsche.
pretty much.
And then this is going to be probably the most popular purchase. This is the Deluxo or the DeLorean.
The Flying DeLorean.
Yeah, it's the Back to the Future DeLorean, basically. You've just had the Batmobile. You got bored a bit too quickly. It's time for a flying car.
Does it have weapons or anything, or is it just flies?
It has weapons.
I
as far
assume
as
it can be
know.
weaponized,
Yeah.
but that's going to cost you more.
Yeah.
because this is so the price on this, because I think it's one that people will want to purchase. Normal price is $4,721,500, or trade price is $3,550,000.
Yeah.
So that is, well, what did we say that is? I guess
That's
50,
probably
$60.
50 to 60 without weapons.
Yeah, so
Stock
then,
car.
so then if you want to purchase that, yeah, get the weapons for that, that's going to be upward. Because what are the weapons normally? They're normally quite expensive, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I'd be looking somewhere between $300,000 to $500,000
Yeah.
plus.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're going to be spending more there.
Yeah.
So then we've got a new Ocelot. What's that? The Pari? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Yeah.
Pariah.
Which is just another sports car, basically.
Yeah.
Then we've got the Coil Raiden, which is supposed to be a Tesla Model S.
Looks okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a Model 3.
I'm just reading off the wiki.
Whatever it is.
Then we've got the RCV, which is, and to their credit, I will say that yes, the sports cars are slightly overpriced, but they're not too bad.
They've gotten better.
They are better
yeah.
than, they're not every car is 2 to 3 million.
No.
Yeah.
So the RCV, which is basically just a big armored ramming
Thing with a gun
Truck.
on top.
that
Yeah.
can be weaponized. So I didn't write the price of that one down, but trade price is $2,350,000, and buy it now is $3,125,500. How many people does that seat? Does it tell you?
It is 6.
Okay.
Okay. that's
So
okay.
then we've got the Vapid Riata, which is
a
the
Ford Bronco.
concept, heavy duty off road truck.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Which once again, that's priced reasonably, $380,000, reasonably. Now that we actually start to speak in dollars for how these things are, you can sort of tell for that. So we're just calculating on the highest shark card, which gives you the most value for your dollar. It's $80,000 in this game is equal to $1. So
$1 Australian dollar.
yeah, $1 Australian dollars. So if you're spending $800,000 on something, you're spending $10. So that there is basically
$4 for a car, and it's probably not all that great, to be honest.
But like, if you had in brackets beside everything how much it costs, I would be very surprised as to how much people would buy things.
We say as Elliott buys it.
Yeah, but he was always going to buy that.
Yeah.
So then we have the Ubermatch SC1,
Which is
and
legendary
it's based on the BMW.
i8.
No, this. Yeah,
The
that is.
back is an i8.
What's the front then?
The shitty M1 concept.
So that's
M1's way cooler.
That's just another sports car. That one's 1.6 million though, so that's getting back up there in price. Then this the Stromberg, is it? This is one that I think people are going to want to buy. This is the underwater car, basically, which is
Lotus Esprit.
apparently based on the James Bond movie, The Spy Who Loved Me.
Yep.
What a surprise there. It's a Lotus Esprit.
And it's coming out at the normal buy it now price is $3,185,350 or $2,395,000 trade price without modifications. So once again, this will probably have weapons.
That section there, pop up with torpedoes.
Yeah. So you're gonna have weapons and that sort of thing. So I think that's a cool car. I don't think it's worth that much.
I'll wait till it comes on sale.
So
The other thing is that the thruster.
we'll get to that, but no, it is.
It
Sorry,
is next.
Scott. I looked down. I skipped it. So the thruster. So this is the jetpack, which is returning from San Andreas.
So it's already been in here before, and now it's back.
Well, not in this version of the game. So it's $3,657,500, or trade price is $2,750,000. So you're starting to see all of these are sort of somewhere between, I guess, $2.5 to $5 million.
So between $25 and $50
Australian dollars. So this is quite expensive. If you're going to be playing with a lot of these toys, you're going to be spending quite a bit of money. So with that as well, just something as I was browsing the internet to work out my thoughts on this today. If somebody shoots you while you're on this thruster, if they get a headshot and you actually fall out of the thruster, and the thruster then falls to the ground and explodes, and it costs you the insurance.
What?
It only costs the person the insurance if they blow it up with like a homing missile or something.
So every time...
So if you get killed in it and it falls to the ground and explodes, it costs you the insurance because it's like you jumping out of it, I guess.
Which is going to be a lot.
Yeah,
It's
because...
going to be like $50,000.
Can you put weapons on it?
You can put weapons on.
So I imagine you're just gonna. People are gonna be fucked. I mean, if you're gonna run around being an asshole, you kind of do deserve to get shot out of the air.
But at the same, if you're not putting weapons on, you're just flying around admiring the place. It
and
could
people
be quite
just shoot you in the face.
thing.
It's not cheap, and that's 50. Well, that's 75 cents.
And I've always understood the insurance thing was a bit of a countermeasure against people being assholes, but I think it's never really worked out that way.
I mean, if you want to be an asshole, you're going to blow up the car anyway. It's not...
Yeah.
It's just a way of Rockstar getting more money, really. So then we've got the... I'm not even going to try and attempt... Do you want to attempt that one?
Kanjali.
Yeah, you're all like, oh yeah,
It's the believe the Kanjali, but it's a futuristic stealth tank.
Yeah, well, it cut out there, so I was like, oh, it's not too bad. Oh, wow.
So it looks cool, I will say that.
This is the one that you can get to upgrade with a railgun.
Yeah, but how much is that going to cost you?
So much.
Okay, so this one is trade price of $2,895,000 and buy it now for $3,850,350. Very strange prices on some of these.
Yeah. Must be stored in the facility.
That's what most of them say.
Yeah.
If you've been reading them, it must be
so
stored.
I think what they do is they figure out a reasonable trade price, and it's like, let's add...
There's a percentage.
I would imagine that's probably about 15-20%.
Yeah, there's probably
Here
just
comes the
a straight
calculation.
markup percentage that'll just work it out, and that's what they do. They don't...
Do I just divide one by the other? Will that help us?
I don't think that would.
No.
Probably not. Oh, stuff it. Math's too hard. So, yeah, there's a tank. Yeah, wow.
It's
Whatever.
probably closer to about 30%.
It could go invisible.
Yeah.
Can
it? No, I was saying if it was to go invisible, that'd be cool, but I don't think
Got my
so.
hopes up.
No, I was just saying it's a stealth tank. It'd be cool if you could go invisible, but no. Just put some LCDs on the outside of it and just have the old camera
Just
set
have
up.
OLEDs. Get a true black.
Some of that, the wallpaper stuff.
Yeah,
just
the
Vanta black.
Then we've got another bomber. We've got a V bomber, basically.
Which looks massive.
Volatile. It does look massive. It takes up all the runway.
Is that like a...
You know the price I said for the other vehicles? Same price, basically. Because
It's
I
expensive.
don't want to repeat myself. And then, Elliott, there's a ute, vehicle, truck, whatever you want to call it in here. Are you
the classic
interested in that
Yosemite.
thing at all?
It looks cool.
It's $500,000.
Hasn't there already been a truck that's very similar to that?
No, it's older. It's in...
Yeah, but
Well, it's in that as well. There was a Benny's one, which is... Where is it?
a long time ago. That one.
That one.
Yeah, Slabman.
So my God, Scott,
That's
how
like
much money do I have to
same
spend
thing.
on this game to have fun nowadays?
Yeah, a few $100. Okay, so looking at over the last year with all the updates, I can't remember them all. Assuming you buy the lowest price, because they all have been around that 1.5.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to pay about $100, which is to just
Per update.
Well, assuming you're only buying the basic shit
Yep.
and not buying any of the vehicles.
And how frequent are these updates?
There's been one every couple of months.
It's generally like every 2 months or so.
So
Well,
you've
maybe not that frequent, but it looks like they've sort of had this year at least probably one per quarter.
So you've got the equivalent of that is cool. I will
Yeah.
say that gun, but you're probably paying $120 for just the basic shit for all of these updates.
Once every 3 months.
No, that's I'm just saying basic shit. All the
Oh.
updates Nothing extra. Not buying any of the vehicles, not buying any of the extra shit, not upgrading any of these things. Which is
So if you're buying yourself maybe one vehicle or something.
No, I'm just saying like the facilities.
Just the facility, yeah, okay.
You're probably paying in the vicinity of $100.
Yeah.
Which is a very expensive season pass when you then have to buy everything else to make it fun.
And there's obviously the argument that, well, if you don't want to spend money on the game, you can just play it and you can earn money in game. You can do the heists, you can do all that, but how grindy and how much can you really earn? Like,
assuming you don't know anyone in the,
because most
business.
of the old heists require at least 4 players once you get to a certain point. So, I don't know. I think, like, we play GTA a lot, I feel like. Well, at least we used to. And I don't feel like we ever earned enough.
I don't think I've ever legitimately earned $1 million.
I mean, yeah, I might have from the heists.
I
That'd be
did
the only
from the
time.
heist, but that's it.
My partner was playing recently, and she was just, people were inviting her to,
heists?
No, they were just...
Oh, into their clubs
into
or
their
whatever.
clubs or into their businesses.
Yep.
And she was getting like 10 grand every so often whenever they paid.
Yeah, you get it once every 20 minutes or something like that.
And she was driving around. She was playing for a lot of hours. She, I think, eventually worked her way up to $500,000.
Yep.
Which took her a long time. A lot of just... I mean, she had fun, but it was a lot of just doing nothing, really.
Which in a lot of cases won't get you a vehicle.
No, it didn't get her a vehicle. It got her a cheapest chip's house. Like, I think she got the cheapest high-end apartment you could possibly get.
Stuff that.
So maybe it wasn't even 500, whatever it is. But
so how much money are we spending on the game if we want to have fun? If we want to play with all the toys?
Well, I haven't calculated that, but how big's a piece of string?
Yeah.
I mean, well, I would love to see how much it would be to buy everything.
I mean, Rockstar's been very clear in all of their statements that microtransactions aren't going anywhere and how much they've made from microtransactions.
Yeah.
And I would say that this game alone is the reason that gaming companies, publishers, are still pushing for microtransactions in their game.
Oh,
They've seen how successful this model is, and they just need to do it right, and people won't complain.
If you look at it, it's getting worse and worse. Like, it started out not very obtrusive and not very...
Well, that's the thing. When we first played GTA Online, the most expensive vehicles may have been $1 million.
Yeah.
Or just over $1 million.
The price of shark cards hasn't changed, really?
No, not at all.
But
and they're never on sale. Like, you may get a little bit of a bonus as to how much money you get, but if they're on sale, it's $5 to $10 on sale.
Yeah, it's not much.
It's never half price. It's never...
Or what I got for this update, I got a, a whale shark card, which is about $60 Australian, which is $3.5 million. But at the time, they also had purchase within this period, and then at the end of this period, we'll give you an extra 50%. So I got an extra... pretty much $1.75 million.
Yeah.
So
you spent $60 and got what, $5 million or about that?
Somewhere around there.
Around that.
Just a little bit over.
4 points over, or
so
I don't know.
$60 and you could...
Yeah, you would have got about 5.25.
Without doing the heists, you could buy the Deluxe. And that's about it.
Yeah. Or
in this update.
And the vehicle and the place to put it.
Yeah.
So is that worth $60 to you?
No.
No. So when this isn't a shot at you. This is just we're just saying. This is just saying, like, to you, is that worth it? I don't think so. I think this model has got out of hand, and people bitch so much about Star Wars Battlefront 2, and it doesn't even have microtransactions now. It only had it for the beta, really, and the early access. People complain so much about microtransactions. Take a look at what people are spending the money on, and you'll see why these models exist. I think people need to not just fanboy over Rockstar so much and just keep throwing money at them if they want to see change. But that's my personal opinion. And I don't spend money on this game anymore. I sort of decided after the last update, look, I don't think that it's valuable to spend the money. Like, even for us as content creators, like, I try to think of things that I'd like to do, but when I watch other people play with the things in the new update, I'm like, well, that's still not super innovative. You're doing what anybody else could do in it. I would prefer to come up with something more interesting.
But even with the content itself, oh, you got a Batmobile, or a not Batmobile, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, the
what
vigilante.
vigilante? What's the point? Like
Yeah.
that, you haven't added anything fun to do with it. You've just asked people to pay $40 for a car
Yep.
that maybe can shoot people if you've got all the other shit, which you've had to pay probably another $40 to get.
Yep.
I don't think you actually need anything to upgrade that.
What's that?
The vigilante, I don't think you need a business for it.
No, you have to do it in the back of the
mobile command
Yeah.
center,
mobile
right,
command
yeah.
center. So you need to purchase the
Yeah.
gun running
And then
property,
the mobile
and you
command.
need to buy the command center. So
Yeah,
that's going to set you back nearly 5 million before, or more than 5 million. Sorry.
and the car itself is 3.75.
Yeah.
So you're back up to $100 for a Batmobile.
Yeah.
And again,
I mean, obviously, once you purchase these things once, you don't have to buy them again. So it's not like once you buy the command center and whatnot, like you get to use it forever or whatnot. But
Yes.
I would hate to know how many things people have that they don't use. Look at the yachts. Like we
yeah.
saw one at the start, sitting out in the ocean doing nothing.
Yeah.
People bought those things for $8 million,
Yeah.
$100 on one of those things, and it sits out there and does nothing. Yeah, you get a helicopter with it, you get some boats and that sort of thing, but who's going out there? Who's using it?
Yeah.
what can
no
you
idea.
do
We
with
had
it?
more fun out there making a damn Pirates of the Caribbean video in some yachts that
I think
we
bought
stole
one.
some, we purchased some, but it was like 80 grand,
Yeah.
I mean, and
which
yachts,
is $1.
yachts are the perfect example. I mean, there was no extra content released with them.
No.
There was nothing you could do with the yacht. You just had a yacht, and there's
Yeah.
nothing you can do on a yacht at all. Like
Yeah.
it's basically like a really, really shitty apartment. You can't.
Can you go to a clothing shop for me once you're out of here? I
Yeah.
just want to go through some of the new stuff. I know there's scuba diver gear and stuff, and I just want to see how
Okay.
expensive that stuff is.
Right on.
So just
Do you really want to see how expensive that stuff is?
just moving on
After walking through my garage.
some of the other stuff that we've
After
got.
walking through the garage of monies.
So apparently over 20 new items of clothing have been added to GTA Online for male and female characters. Over 30 new tattoos have been added to GTA Online, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of those are locked, because a lot of the time with the tattoos you need to do certain things before you
Can
actually
get,
get them. So I
I
don't
never
know.
actually noticed that. I don't change my tattoos that much.
Well, you would have last time you got.
Yeah, well,
got
everything
changed.
was unlocked for me then.
I don't know that everything.
because you would have done. a
Well,
lot
I
of
don't know
stuff.
that they put them in there as locked. They just get added once you unlock them.
I think it's the same with clothing. You can't access it a lot of the time.
There are, yeah.
Some of it's locked, some
Yeah.
of it's not.
So there's also 26 new face paints that have been added to GTA Online. What else have we got? There's some bug fixes there. That's not important. There's a new radio station that if you still listen to the radio in this game.
Really?
Yeah, it's called
Hosted by Frank.
Blonded Los Santos 97.8 FM.
Who the fuck is Frank Ocean?
No idea.
You don't know who Frank Ocean is?
I don't.
Okay.
No.
So
I feel like you're judging me a little for that.
Oh, yeah.
there's 8 new achievements / trophies,
I
which
would-
have mainly to do with the heists, obviously, which
Yeah.
would make sense.
He's like a soul / R&B singer.
I've probably heard what he
He's a
is.
producer.
I've probably heard his music. I just
He's
don't know
really
him.
The battle axe has been moved from the DLC weapon wall to the melee weapon cabinet in ammunition. Whoop-de-doo. Lester's remove wanted level ability is now free upon completion of the Doomsday Heist. And players can now control the doors of the personal aircraft. Oh, so it's maybe only personal aircraft? Maybe not just ones
Possibly.
that you steal?
So
Via the door control interaction menu
which is
option.
really stupid. I mean, you should be able to.
Yeah,
If I'm in the aircraft,
Yeah, it
there's a
shouldn't matter.
button
Yeah.
you press
Yeah.
that drops the thing.
But that doesn't sell shark cards, Scott.
No, it doesn't. But There's a button.
So, in general, I would say we would be used to spending $60 on a season pass.
Yes,
That gives you a year of content, right?
well, year or depending on what the game is. Something like Siege, that's a full year. Something like Assassin's Creed, it's 2 lots of things, which
Could last a year.
could last a year depending on how you're playing it. But regardless, it's, hours of content. What does $100 get you in this game? What does $60 get you in this game?
So,
A car and a place to put it, and you have to make all the fun for it.
yeah.
I mean, it's a cool car. I mean, it's a flying car.
If you are playing by yourself and going into a session, your car's probably going to be blown up.
You will have that car for all of 2 minutes, and then you'll have a pile of wreckage
And then you'll go out
that you
to
spent
a
$5 million on.
close crew
Holy
session.
Okay, that is cool, still, but
That's not. That's cool.
So that's basically everything in the update. I feel like Rockstar praised a little bit too much about all the things they add and continued support, and we discussed this when we were talking about the Game Awards a couple of weeks ago, and that's probably a good segue because I should announce that I was the winner. I was the winner of our little competition. I think I had 7 picks, right? Elliott, you were close behind with, I think, 5, because they just announced recently that PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds was the multiplayer game of the year.
What a surprise.
And I think I had Fortnite down for that one. And Scott, I think you ended up with about 3 or 4 picks.
yeah, something like that.
So, no, I didn't bother getting myself a trophy because I thought that would be really weird.
Little narcissistic,
so,
I will admit.
Ooh,
So yeah, if you want to fact check that, go back and tally it up. But I think that's about right. I'll take the claim to victory on that one. And last week we spoke about Star Wars: The Last Jedi,
We did.
and we're going to watch it tomorrow. We
We
got our
are.
tickets. Hopefully we make it there. So that'll be pretty cool. And yeah,
Elliott.
I don't think this is worth it, in my opinion.
Well,
I think spending, if you just spend $100 just to have fun per season.
well,
like,
that's
it's
not
a
even to
year.
have fun. That's just to play the content.
Yeah,
That's-
to gain access to the content,
And-
and that's not going to get you access to all of the content.
No,
8
that-
million isn't going to get you very far, to be completely honest. But it will give you the ability to choose your most favorite things and use them.
Then spend more money on it.
Yeah.
So
So I think $100 per season. We're saying there's 4 seasons based on this year, which I mean probably isn't a great example. They had
stunts, which
cutting stunts was last year. They added the special vehicle circuits, which added all of the rocket cars and stuff that you
Yeah.
could do things in. So that didn't really add any new content there. But maybe gave you an excuse that you wanted to buy the Rocket Volta because you actually got to play with it without buying it.
Yeah.
So maybe that would increase your chances of buying something there. Gun running was massive. You could have spent a lot of money on gun running, and some people did. Smuggler's Run was also pretty big. Like, you had to buy your own. I mean, you got the one in
I got
Fort
San
Sancudo,
Cudo,
so
yeah.
that was rather expensive. And then, like, everything.
but you do get to go
along
into
with
Fort
it.
Sancudo.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
cool little pluses, but I don't know if it's worth. I don't know. It depends. And then obviously Doomsday. So that's for this year. I don't know. I don't see anything else being added before the end of the year.
No.
So
Unlikely.
$400 for a year. If you,
That's assuming, and that's still not getting you everything.
that's not getting you.
That's
everything,
giving
no.
you access and a few little toys to play with. An underwater car. Yeah, there is not any value to it.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
four
if-
AAA
look,
games.
If GTA is the only game you play, or one of the biggest games that you play, maybe. If you just want to play it and it's your thing. Okay, sorry, just to break on that. These scuba suits are $160,000
So,
each.
$2.
What this allows you to do is you can swim faster when you're in the water because they actually put flippers on when they're in the water, and it puts the rebreathers on so you can breathe underwater. And I think he has the little flashlight. So when you're swimming around, you swim pretty quick and whatnot. I don't know. There's that, and then obviously some other new outfits and whatnot there as well. So I don't know. I think, yeah, if it's your sole game and you want to put all your money into it, maybe it's worth it. You play it all the time.
But what you're giving up there is, in Australian dollars, probably 4 to 5 AAA titles.
Well, that would be the same in any currency. It would be relative.
Yeah. So you've got, COD, your Battlefront, Battlefield, whatever, giving up 4 to 5 of those to play GTA.
Assassin's Creed, like whatever you're into, like
whatever. I mean, assuming if this is the only game you're ever going to play, it's still probably not worth it because you're still not getting 4 or 5 games out of it.
It just depends. Like if you play it absolutely every day and it stops you from being bored of it and tiring of it, and it gives you something to do, maybe. I think this update is better than the last because they've added more heists, which is more actual playable content. I think what they should have done and what I would have loved for them to do, they've had all the time that you've been able to purchase apartments and whatnot. Why not start building interiors inside the buildings and adding more things, like
apartments that don't look exactly the same no matter where you are.
Yeah, I mean, other than the small customization. I think there's more that they could have done. I feel like that in a lot of ways, like, yes, they do good work, but I feel like a lot of it's very lazy as well.
Well,
yeah, this thing's cool.
That is cool, actually. I like the suspension on it.
So, yeah, I don't know. So I guess this leads to the question of Rockstar have said that they're going to continue this model in the future.
Well, why the hell not?
How are they going to do it with Red Dead?
Oh,
have we got any ideas of how Red Dead... Because Red Dead, you're not going to buy something for $1 million. So it makes it very hard to hide it the way they've hidden it.
What you said last week.
You have horse upgrades.
Yes, it will almost be dollar for dollar. $100 back then was an amazing amount of money.
Well, I will assume that you may be able to get in the thousands.
That would make you a very rich man.
I mean, you can get millions in this, which makes you a very rich man.
Yes.
Not a normal person in today's world has $8 million lying around.
No.
So I think you'll be able to get into the thousands and be a very rich man, but still, it's going to be a lot closer to dollar for dollar.
Oh, and it is. And what are you going to be able to buy with it? Some guns.
Horses. I'm thinking maybe you'll have your own ranch or your own house or something like that you can purchase.
But that's really only going to be in online.
Yes, but that's the same as this.
Yeah.
How long are people going to play single player for? Their focus is they'll build a brilliant single player in Red Dead 2. I don't doubt that at all because the single player in this game was brilliant after you got past all the monotonous driving around for nothing.
That was the best part.
No, it wasn't.
No.
And
the radio got
I think it will be good, but they're going to definitely be focusing on online because they know, people are going to buy the disc, but people are still buying copies of this. It's not going to be the major selling point. It's going to be online is going to be where it's at.
Well, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember the exact figure, but I'm pretty sure Dano was talking about it on Glitch Plays. I'm sure it was somewhere around like $2 or $3 billion that Rockstar made in profits without, like, that's just pure microtransactions. That's not like no game sales or anything like that. Like, they did have game sales, but
that's not counted in that figure.
That's not counted in that figure.
Which is a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, it was something crazy.
For a game, I mean, to put that into perspective, is that pure profit? That's not just revenue.
I think that's profit. So I don't think it's revenue, but with
what? Yeah,
it's microtransactions are pure profit anyway.
Yeah,
because they've already released the game. The game's been out for 3 years.
Well, this was back in April. I'm just googling.
That's April 2016.
Got
a little close to the mic there. Sorry, guys.
No, that's alright. I can just July.
I'm pretty sure.
So this is July 22nd this year. GTA Online earned 1.09 billion.
Yeah.
So it would be upwards from there, definitely. So
Well,
yeah, it's
we've had, 2 or 3
it's in the-
updates since then.
billions. So
Yeah. But the only reason I spend money on this is because
You play it a lot.
I play it a lot, and
Look,
there's no other games that I would play heaps.
it's gonna cost you.
Look,
Look,
you could escape.
But
look, it's
You're still going, aren't you?
Look,
No.
there's no doubting it's a great game, and there's no doubting that the content is fun.
There's no
Yeah.
I think it's overpriced. Is all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
There's no shame in spending money on it. If
I
you
think
enjoy it, we're not
if-
saying don't spend money on it if you enjoy it. That's not.
For a normal game, if you spend
Yeah.
$5, you would expect $5 to $10. You would expect to get the DeLorean, right?
Yes.
That's how much it was in Rocket League.
Exactly. Whatever. You would expect that sort of thing would be $5 to $10. In this game, it's $80.
Yes. Well, it's
I think it's-
$40.
Well, whatever. After upgrades, it might be closer to 80.
Yeah.
We don't know, and I'm never going to find out. But
So
I'll probably find out after Christmas.
make sure you tell me.
that's where I think it's overpriced.
It is. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all what $80 gets you in it. And in this game, yeah, it gets you a cool car, but what are you going to do with it?
You're stuck forever.
Can you get out of there?
Yeah, you can get back over the other way. So
I was hoping to jump over.
I'm hoping to stand on and jump over.
Yeah.
I'd love to know what you guys think about how they're going to monetize Red Dead, and if you think people are going to buy into it the same way. I think they will. I think that Rockstar's pretty untouchable at the moment until somebody wakes up and they have a similar to Battlefront scenario where I mean, I think all Rockstar has to do is not put loot boxes in their game, and people will be happy.
Which is
Because people
dumb.
are like, I know what I'm buying,
Yeah.
which is fine, but
But
it's
you're
still
paying-
you're excessive.
What I would like to see, and this is probably not something that's particularly hard, is someone to just release a price list of everything in US, Australian dollars, something. I would like to see that, someone that
Which is
knows
basically
someone,
what we were doing
we're
here,
doing,
isn't it?
yeah, but someone big, someone with traction.
Yes.
I mean, some Philip DeFranco, some group that has followers.
Yeah.
So I would
so
like
that
to-
it can open people's eyes a bit.
To open a dialogue, because a dialogue needs to be had about this. This
Yeah.
is the
Look,
future
I have,
of gaming
I
is here.
have no problem with game developers making money.
Oh.
I love for people to continue to build on that. But the fact that this game, other than the content that they've added, is essentially the same game that we got at launch. There's
Oh.
bug fixes, there's some little prettier things,
but
but
it's no prettier really than it was at launch.
UI is basically the same.
Yeah,
Everything, there's things that are annoying about the game that we hate all the time. Like, why can't we just load into our own session? Why can't we choose that before we get into the game? Like, there's things like that
Why
that
does the
have
loan
just been.
screen take so long?
Well, we know why that is.
We do, yes.
And it's not so long on the Xbox
it
One X.
isn't. But that's a $600 machine.
Yeah. So I think they've got excessive money from doing this, and they haven't really been.
They haven't.
They haven't been benefiting the gamers and the community that are supporting them as much as they should.
It's because I've been putting it all into production for Red Dead 2.
But 1 billion?
There's not
More
that
than
game
1 billion?
This game didn't cost
Definitely.
$1 billion. There's no way
I
that.
think the CEO's taking home a nice paycheck, I would say.
Yeah, but there's a lot in marketing.
That market,
Yeah,
there is
sure.
a lot in marketing, but
Look, I see as much marketing for this game as I do as Siege or anything else.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
and all it is an
I
email.
don't
usually.
think there's any way of justifying the amount of money they've got to what they're actually putting in this game. I want to see games grow. I want to see game developers grow. I want the industry to grow. I just think there's a difference between someone making money the right way and someone ripping someone off. And this feels like gamers are being ripped off.
It does. I mean, if you feel that you can justify it and you feel you enjoy it, by all means, it's no one saying don't
No,
do it.
Sure,
It's just,
if you've got a disposable income and you want to drop $400 a year on this game, go for it. I don't care.
a conversation needs to be had.
You are
though,
still
that
supporting you're supporting the developers, you're supporting the people.
Yeah, the only reason I'm doing it is because I'm supporting my childhood.
and you're
Because
enjoying it.
Midnight Club was my childhood, and I'm not going to get it from them because I know they're not going to make it because their two biggest markets are GTA and Red Dead.
Yeah,
They're not going to do it because
Look,
Midnight Club was a purely racing game.
you might get a LA Noire remaster of
Midnight
Midnight Club.
I doubt it.
Oh, we didn't think we'd get an LA Noire remaster.
Well, the thing is I was watching, what's his name?
John.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Some guy on YouTube. He broke down the sales of racing games across the board on PlayStation and Xbox, and not including Forza and Gran Turismo. On PlayStation, the first AAA title that was a racing game was placed number 44 on the top selling list.
Yep.
Which was Need for Speed.
Yep.
Okay, so where was
I believe it.
Forza or...
Forza on Xbox was...
Forza's going to be high.
Forza Horizon 3 was 13th.
That's a massive title.
Yeah, that's 13th. And that's a AAA title sponsored by Microsoft.
Published by Microsoft. And yeah.
It's-
I think definitely when you have games like this where racing is an element, just an element of the game, and you're not restricted. I mean, we don't, other than you, Elliott, we don't play solo racing games much anymore. I mean, back when I was younger, I would have, because that's what games were. Like, you picked either a racing game or a sports game, or like you didn't get an all-in-one package like this.
You couldn't choose.
But like now, you get that. So I think racing games are less popular than they used to be.
Yeah, well,
they're also very specialised.
Yeah, there hasn't been really any good racing games for years. Like, Need for Speed just came out.
I think Horizon 3 was brilliant.
Yeah, it was...
It's the same package,
it was very repetitive.
Yeah, but that's racing games.
Yeah.
How do you make a racing game not repetitive? If you're going for a sim, it's going to be super repetitive because you're on a track, and if you're going for an open world game, it's still going to get repetitive at some point because all you're doing is driving.
Yeah, I think the thing is that there was still very limited customization, which is where everything falls through. Nothing has customization like they used to.
No, like if you look at Underground 2.
Yeah. That was the pinnacle of customization.
I remember spending half the game in one of those customization areas.
But then look at this game.
Yeah, but it's still not it's not the same.
I'd be surprised though, because like we think of it like that, but I bet there wasn't a whole, like, yes, there was a lot of customization, but we've got that in our minds that it was so great. Yeah. I don't think that there's as much customization in those old games as we remember as kids.
There's probably a lot.
I've gone back and there's still more than these. And I think the thing is, like, with these, like, this is all behind a paywall, which is the only issue. Whereas, is what everyone's getting at.
But the thing is, like, if Rockstar were to release a new Midnight Club, it would have microtransactions.
It would also be behind the paywall.
Worse than, like, you would. Yeah, I don't know. I think people are just either ignoring what Rockstar's doing, or they're just
fine with it.
Yeah, happy with it for some reason, which defies everything that the internet says about every other game.
I'm pretty sure it's only because pretty much all the updates they put out are free.
They're ostensibly free, but there's nothing free about them.
I hate the argument that they release all their content is free, because if I was to get into the game, I can't play with any of the free update.
No.
Until I pay. Well, wait. No, I can. I just need to grind for maybe 200 hours in the game.
Yeah, and that's still not going to get you everything either.
Okay.
Okay, someone in a cat mask.
We
straight
finally
up.
got to the part of the game that everybody loves, but I think that we're going to end that episode there anyway, because it's an argument that we could go on forever, and I think let us know what you think. Are you spending money on GTA? I think it's a cool game. I think the content's cool. I think it's overpriced.
It is.
But if you want to follow us, look up Predictable Amusement on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those sorts of things. And you can check out this podcast on YouTube for all of the GTA shenanigans that Elliott's been doing during the time. Or you can just listen to it, our soothing voices, on SoundCloud, iTunes,
Go to sleep!
or Stitcher. But until next time,
Yep.
we'll see you later.
See you later.